It is one of the strongest metals on Earth. Every year, the world produces nearly 320,000 tons of titanium. But extracting just 1 ton requires processing more than 10 tons of ore. And the journey from mineral to metal can take up to 6 months. So how does a simple grain of black sand become one of the most advanced materials ever engineered? To find out, we traveled to one of the largest ilmenite mining operations in the world. This is how titanium is made. For centuries, titanium was little more than a scientific curiosity, a metal that seemed almost too perfect. It is incredibly strong, highly resistant to corrosion, and far lighter than most structural metals. When titanium is exposed to oxygen, something remarkable happens. Its surface instantly forms a thin layer of titanium oxide. This invisible film acts like a protective shield, preventing the metal underneath from reacting with air, water, or chemicals. The result is a material that can survive some of the harshest environments on Earth. Titanium is as strong as steel, but about 45% lighter. That extraordinary strength-to-weight ratio makes it indispensable for aerospace engineering. Modern aircraft depend on it. To build a large passenger plane like the Airbus A380, engineers use roughly 70 tons of titanium. But there is one problem. Titanium is expensive. In fact, it can cost up to 15 times more than aluminum. And the reason lies in how difficult it is to produce. And unlike gold or silver, titanium is never found as a pure metal in nature. Instead, it exists locked inside minerals such as ilmenite and rutile. These minerals contain titanium combined with oxygen. To obtain the metal, massive quantities of sand and rock must be processed. Titanium is actually one of the most abundant metals in Earth's crust. It represents roughly 0.6% of the planet's outer layer. That makes it the 9th most abundant element on Earth. But abundance does not mean easy extraction. The metal is spread extremely thin, which means enormous volumes of material must be processed. One of the world's largest sources of titanium minerals is located along the coast of South Africa. The massive mining complex operated by Richards Bay Minerals processes more than 20 million tons of sand every year. These deposits formed over millions of years from ancient coastal dunes. Miners search for heavy minerals like ilmenite and rutile, which contain high concentrations of titanium oxide. But the titanium is highly diluted. Every ton of sand contains only a small fraction of valuable minerals. To produce just 1 ton of titanium, roughly 10 tons of mineral concentrate must be processed. Mining begins with enormous dredges and hydraulic excavators. They carve through the sand and mix it with water to create a slurry known as mineral pulp. This liquid mixture is pumped through large pipelines toward a facility called the spiral plant. Here, the first stage of separation begins. Inside the plant, the slurry flows through a series of gravity spirals. These machines are cleverly designed channels that rely on gravity and centrifugal force. As the mixture spirals downward, heavier minerals move toward the center of the spiral. Lighter sand particles drift outward and are discarded. This process concentrates the heavy minerals into a dark material rich in titanium compounds. But it is still far from pure. The concentrate is then sent through a dry mill for further purification. Powerful magnetic and electrostatic separators sort the minerals according to their conductivity and magnetic properties. This stage isolates the ilmenite from other unwanted minerals. Even then, ilmenite typically contains only 45 to 60% titanium dioxide. To transform this mineral into metallic titanium requires one of the most complex chemical processes in metallurgy. The first step is converting the mineral into a reactive chemical compound. Inside specialized reactors, the titanium ore is processed to produce titanium tetrachloride. This compound is a clear, highly volatile liquid. it must be carefully cooled and purified before the next stage. Now comes the most expensive part of the process. To separate the titanium from chlorine, engineers introduce another metal, magnesium. Inside large sealed reactors, titanium tetrachloride and magnesium are heated to temperatures between 1,470 and 1,650 degrees Fahrenheit. Over several days, a chemical reaction takes place. The chlorine bonds with magnesium to form magnesium chloride, and the titanium is released, but the metal that remains is not yet solid titanium. Instead, it forms a porous mass full of microscopic cavities. Because of its appearance, this material is called titanium sponge. The sponge must now be broken down. Industrial crushers grind it into smaller metallic fragments. These pieces travel along conveyor belts, where their quality is carefully inspected. Next, about 150 kilograms of titanium grains are loaded into a compacting tube. A powerful piston presses down with several tons of force. The fragments are compressed into solid blocks. These blocks are then melted inside a vacuum arc furnace. Massive electric currents generate temperatures hot enough to liquefy the metal. The molten titanium solidifies into large cylindrical ingots. But even these ingots are not the final product. To make titanium usable for industry, they must be forged and shaped. First, the metal must be softened. The ingots are heated in massive furnaces to temperatures approaching 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, titanium becomes flexible enough to deform without cracking. Giant robotic arms lift the glowing ingots from the furnace. They place them under colossal hydraulic presses. These machines apply thousands of tons of pressure. Slowly, the massive blocks begin to stretch and flatten. After hours of forging, the metal transforms into bars, plates, and industrial slabs. These titanium components will eventually travel to factories around the world. Some will become aircraft parts. Others will be used in spacecraft, medical implants, and deep-sea equipment, all made from a metal that began as nothing more than a grain of black sand. If you want to understand how other critical systems survive under this same level of pressure, you'll find more videos on this channel. Like this video if it helped you see what normally remains invisible, and subscribe to keep discovering how the systems that run the world truly work.